Alright. Ignore the shirtlessness. You shouldn't see anything lower. Actually, I don't even think you should see to the level of my nipples in this video. Um, but I am here. Finally. It's only like an hour after I started trying to make the video because my computer, when it updated, decided my mice and camera doesn't exist anymore. So I had to uninstall the drivers and plug them into a different uh, thing, connect them differently so that it would register them as a new thing. And hey, now they magically appear now. So fun and annoying. But we are here with One Piece chapter. Wait, that's the last chapter, 1137. So this week is 1138. I have seen multiple pseudo spoilers. I never saw the full actual spoilers for any of these things, thankfully. Is that the right way? Yeah, that's the right way. Um, which is good. Part of that wasn't supposed to go that way, but whatever. Um, so that's good. I know something big is supposed to happen. There's a lot of people freaking out because apparently the guy in the hat shows up again. I didn't stick around to hear what they were saying about it, but I did see that. That's like the closest thing to a spoiler I got is that there was one panel with that guy in it apparently. Or at least only one panel was shown in a long post. So if there was more than one panel, apparently that was the most interesting one for whatever they were saying. I don't know. But we will continue. Chapter 1138, The Harley. I'm reading on my phone because I don't have a thing and I don't feel like messing with my computer to have it on my computer screen. Anywho, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 24. That's why I don't normally say the whole thing. And oh hey, yeah, it is Who's Who. It was Who's Who all along, as everyone assumed. I'm not aware of anyone who thought it wasn't going to be him, or at least something related to him or someone using his image. Okay, but it is him, and he has some ladies around him and some other. I think they're all gifters behind him, so that's fun. Let's put that in Do Not Disturb so hopefully it doesn't make any more noises. Okay, and we instantly start with Loki and them as they are leaving. So much as you look like him, you gotta be related to that red-haired pirate talking to Shamrock. Yeah, Shamrock. Hold your tongue. That's nothing you need to know. True, but it ain't my business. But a great pirate and a celestial dragon stand opposing sides of the world power. The fact that you have the same face is bound to draw curiosity. And then what I'm assuming if it was anime would be a dot 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 exclamation point exclamation point. That pirate is my estranged younger twin brother. Okay. So what most people were assuming twins, I don't think anyone was assuming who was the older one though, because we didn't have that information. But okay, he's the younger brother, which makes sense when it goes with various things. At least that Shanks would be assumedly the younger brother. Um, he returned to the Holy Land once, but he seems to prefer the filth of the lower world. Ooh. Okay, so he returned once, so that could have been Shanks in Marijois talking to them about the certain pirate. still leaving that open. I like that. And then if that was actually Shamrock, talking to someone, talking about someone like Shanks or anyone else that might have caught his eyes, that would leave it open for some other time he could have came back and left on not the best terms. My face looks very unsymmetrical. But I guess that's because I never look things completely straight on. Whatever. Joys of having a lazy eye. Returned. Huff. I see. Then your bloodline has earned my ire twice over. Fascinating. That two separated brothers should each be targets of my wrath. You'll rue this day once I get these chains off. You know what'll happen, don't you? I watched my friend's fate decided before my eyes. And now I bear the cost of it. You dream of... dream? That's an interesting word. Dream of threatening me. Commander, don't let him. Indeed, it's not worth dirtying my own... Okay, so his sword has a devil fruit. Cerberus fruit. Interesting. So I'm assuming this is similar to like a Funk Freed type deal. Okay, that's not a double page. What's that? It's my sword. Okay, yeah, so it is his sword with a fruit. Oh, that's creepy. What's wrong with them? Okay, so it's implying the chains around their heads are... not chains, the collars. The spiked collars around their heads are allowing him to have greater control than otherwise over the dog swords. There's a swoop swoop going on. And a gear. Hmm? Extinguish your presence, Commander. We need to move. Scramble. Okay, so I'm assuming someone's coming. Probably Straw Hats, I would assume. I still can't get over how unsymmetrical my face looks. It doesn't always look that way. Well, whatever. Okay, a dog woofs, because it does. It's a dog. Return. They hop onto an arrow birdie. If you should survive, and if you should survive, come and kill me. I'll be ready for you. You have to be joking. You don't mean it. Even I can't handle getting run through by those. Cursed you, celestial dragon. Another big... dot dot... Yeah, there's a multiple of them this chapter. Oof. Damn you to hell, he says. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's just the heads. Pacifying them all at once won't be too hard. We need to get to the warrior's children first. Call no more. Very well, which one? Call one more. Very well, which one? So I'm assuming they're referring to other celestial dragons. Or are they referring to calling the other children of the previous king? In which case it would be the other child we know of. Unless it's going to be a twist third child. But if it's the other one we know of, then it'd be Hardin, who I doubt would say yes as well. Back at the castle, I know what I saw. It was red hair. Liar. Shanks wouldn't beat you guys up without a good reason. Okay, right? Sticking up for Shanks. It's true. It's been held off many times. guy must. Okay, so Luffy being right while saying the stupidest thing. Classic. Just like the crocodile-ish hole, right? He's correct only when the correctness sounds stupid. Um, Red hair was just in Elbaf, right? So it's not out of the question that he would still be in the area. But if what you're saying is true, that wasn't Shanks. Shanks is a cheerful guy who isn't full of himself, and he never does anything messed up like that. You trust him so much. Of course I do. Look, wouldn't you be mad if someone said stuff like that about Molly Mayer? You mean Bill? So I guess they were two dynamic. Maybe they're brothers. Shanks' brothers, I guess that could be. Okay, and here's the panel that I saw so much about. Um, the guy who's just there and gives the idea of them being brothers. But I never heard him talk about his family, just that he was on a pirate ship ever since he was little. I thought Roger and Rayleigh and those guys were his family. The Roger pirates, aside from Buggy. Okay. Team Frankie. Who all was Team Frankie? Was it just Frankie? I'll see in a second. There's only Frankie on this page of the Straw Hats. Going to the tree tour. It's all Adam. I guess the woods are not all that rare after all. Is it really that valuable across the sea? Maybe I should go. Sure. Don't flood the market, though. You're the one who should be stopping it. Saul already scolded me once. This is a holy tree. Just go cutting down a piece of it loose now. Guess that explained the price. Okay, a mural. Ooh, a mural. They're children's drawings from the ancient past, carved into the fossilized tree bark. It's a cultural relic due to its historical value. They're estimated to have been drawn somewhere between 800 and 900 years ago, which, if correct, puts them right within the period of the Void Century. I gotta show this to Robin. I'll tell her about it later. For drawing from Elbaf, they don't look all like giants to me. That's right, in the history we're familiar with, there were sometimes wars between the races, but never cultural exchange. We get a little, I'm assuming, early view. If it happens later this chapter, or just in a different chapter of the mural. Maybe that simply means this was nothing more than a child's dream. Back at the Walrus School with Robin and Chopper. Listen up, children. We're in the middle of a lesson. Owl Library. So this is the Harley. Okay, so she's looking at the religious text. Wow, it's huge and old. And dusty. All the various myths and legends of Elbaf were created based on this original text, since there are so many interpretations of it. Okay. Interesting. Finish the statements before I give thoughts. It means the sun god. And it means the sun god all warriors of Elbaf believe in. Okay, there's supposed to be a comma there, probably. It's the sun god all warriors of Elbaf believe in. Has a different personality depending on who tells the story. Ain't that funny? May I read it? Of course. Story split up into 3 chapters. Say the third chapter describes the world we live in today. It's about something that's gonna happen in the future. So I'm gonna pause there. 3 chapters. We know Nika's came 2 times before, so I'm assuming the 3rd chapter is the prophecy, at least Elbaf's version of it, right? Uh, and I'm assuming, like a lot of other people, the first time Nika came was Nika. This is what's known as Nika now. Second time would be probably Joy Boy. And then the third time would be now, Luffy, the joyous boy who looks like Nika, right? In fact, the legends of Nika are seated all throughout the world. The one common feature is that he always shows up laughing to this rhythm. And he does the Nika dance. The first world within the earth that was fire. Mankind. Oh, okay. Interesting. And then we have, before I get to the big thing, on page 16, you get Frankie looking exasperated. And I think that's partially the inspiration for Roger's thumbnail I saw earlier. Or at least one of the Frankie panels so far is I need to stop putting my hand in front of my face so people can see this hideousness and be engaged. Whoa. Anywho, time to stop being stupid and read. Read. The first world. Within the earth there was fire. Mankind succumbed to greed and touched the forbidden sun. The enslaved prayed, and the sun god appeared. The earth god raged, and with its serpent of hellfire shrouded the world in death and darkness, and they were never met. They will never meet. I need to read it right. The second world, within the void there was breath. The forest god tamed demons, and the sun spread the fires of war. Those of the half moon dreamed. Those of the moon dreamed. Man killed. Ooh, a little too much rasp in my voice, apparently. Let's dial back the rasp a little bit. Man killed the sun and became god, and the sea god stormed, and they will never meet. The third world. Within the chaos, there was emptiness. The inconvenient remains recall the promised day. The inconvenient remnants recall the promised day and hear the voice of the half moon. The sun god dances and laughs, guiding the world to its end. The sun returns and brings a new morning, and they will surely meet. Okay, now let's actually look at the picture behind it, I guess. So, ooh, okay, interesting. Some of these are obviously references to specific things. I don't feel like getting into it. There's like a little Noah thing. Big scary creatures. And all that good stuff. Also, this is the last page of it? Yeah, it is. Okay. There's a Nika. There's what's probably the Iron Giant. That might be Loki or someone similar to Loki. Interesting, interesting. A lot of cool, interesting things. I'm wondering if the big scary dude holding the sun is supposed to be Emo. Because that'd be interesting to look at and see. For sure. Actually, that might be the Maxim and that's the Noah, now that I think about it. Whatever. I can look closer at it later. I don't got good eyes. Pull it up on a bigger screen. Look better. Hopefully that didn't peak too bad. Or at all would be preferable. February 9th is a week from today, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I can see why people were freaking out about this and why I saw so many almost spoilers. And I'm sure so many people have broken down that last part, but let's reread it without being overly dramatic and think about what it's saying. So, obviously, 3 chapters. Third one is about right now. I'm sure that's the one a lot of people are hyper fixating on. So let's go through the first two, nice and slow. Within the earth there was fire. Mankind succumbed to greed and touched the forbidden sun. The enslaved prayed, the sun god appeared. The earth god raged, and with its serpent of hellfire shrouded the world at death and darkness, and they will never meet. Okay, so do some basic thing. Within the earth there was fire. That could mean many things, depending on how Oda decides to do it, how metaphorical he decides to make it. However, oftentimes things like this, especially with the next um, line being mankind succumbed to greed and touched the forbidden sun, normally that is referring to like mining, and especially because it looks like some sort of technological advancement, at least beyond the point of One Piece's world currently, I would say it'd be similar to the example normally given is like the dwarves in Tolkien mythology, right? They delved too deep and too greedily, right? Um, so it's probably something similar to that. They did more than they should have, or they advanced faster than they should have. Obviously, doing things like engaging in slavery, um, not good, right? And because of that, next line, the enslaved prayed and the sun god appeared, right? This is the first time Nika showed up. Possibly the inception of the fruit, if not literally these gods existing, although we're going to get back to that. I don't think that's the case. The sun god appeared. So this is the first time Nika came about, was because of this rampant greed and strife. The earth god raged, and with its serpent of hellfire shrouded the world in death and darkness, and they will never meet. So, I'm assuming the earth god, assuming it's being metaphorical, is the people in charge of within the earth there was fire. The people who succumbed to the greed would be the earth god. The person in charge of that would have been the earth god. And the earth god won. They never met, right? Nika never fought or never won against the earth god and his serpent of fire. Second world's gonna be weird because it's 2 different pages. But within the void, there was breath. The forest god tamed demons, and the sun spread the fires of war. So I'm assuming, first off, the sun spread the fires of war is probably where a lot of people get Nika being a destroyer. I have no issue with that. That is definitely the type of thing someone would take and say, yes, yes, obviously. This means destruction, which war almost always involves destruction. I will give you that. Right. Um, but let's look a little bit closer to the stuff before that, before I get too far off on that tangent. Within the void, there was breath. Vague language being vague. Good religiousness there, honestly. Plenty of vagueness like that in all religious texts, honestly. Except for some modern ones. Potentially. Even then. Depends on what you mean by vague language. The Force God tamed demons and the sun spread the fires of war. So the Force God tamed demons, I'm assuming, would refer to things like similarly to what Loki's doing, right? Someone became powerful by helping control wild animals, stuff like that. I would assume is more so what that's going for, and this is going to be like the next person, the sun god is supposed to stand against. Assuming the sun god isn't the bad guy in his next appearance, which that'd be a little interesting if that is a twist in there. However, this is in theory Joy Boy, so I don't think so. I don't think so. Those of the Half Moon dreamed. Wano. Those of the moon dreamed. Literally people on the moon that came down in the moon murals, so I'm assuming it's somewhat related to them. They were dreamers. Man killed the sun and became God. So Joy Boy failed. Joy Boy, if this is Joy Boy died. Joy Boy died. Which also, this mural might be of the second one. Which would make sense. That's why the thing I'm saying might be Imu is holding the sun. He killed the sun. Right? Man killed the sun and became God. So that's Imu. Imu killed the previous Joy Boy. It was probably hard to do. It's also probably why there's some implied trauma around feeling Joy Boy's hockey. And the sea god stormed, and they will never meet. And then finally, the chaos. Within the chaos, there was emptiness. The inconvenient remnants recall the promised day and hear the voice of the half moon. The sun god dances and laughs, guiding the world to its end. The sun returns and brings a new morning, and they will surely meet. Okay, so the world had to be rebuilt between by the end of the time of Nika to now. The world is being rebuilt or has been rebuilt. So that is established even within world government propaganda. Whatever happened between them, it was catastrophic enough that major things needed to happen. We know that. So it could be referring to that. Inconvenient remnants, recall the promised day and hear the voice of the half moon. So I'm assuming that's a reference to Emmett or the Iron Giant and Zunisha, especially Zunisha since it says and hear the voice of the half moon. Because again, if half moon is referencing the Kozuki clan, Odin's clan, Momo's clan, right, responds to Momo specifically. So it can hear the voice of the half moon. Their clan symbol is a half moon. Not a half moon, but a crescent moon. A not full moon. The sun god dances and laughs, guiding the world to its end. If that's not Luffy, I don't know what is. Right? This is a guy who literally laughs at almost dying multiple times in the series. I have no doubt that that sentence will be echoed somewhere in the story. The sun returns and brings a new morning, and they will surely meet. However, because of the world ending, I don't think it means literally the end of the world. I think it means the end of an age, in the same way that it probably meant that as like indicators of ending of ages for the other ones. This is going to be, Luffy's going to bring about the end of this age, assuming this is referring to him. right? He's going to bring about the end of this age, and the sun brings a new morning. It's the new dawn. It's the dawn of a new world. It's the dawn that we've been hearing so much about, right? And they will surely meet. Very tempted, uh, although I don't think it fits anymore, to like brush off my suit jacket and turn, like print out these, find like a music stand or something, and make a little faux church sermon based off of this, because I could do that. I was a ministry major a long time ago. Not really, less than a decade, really. Good stuff, though. Um, this video is already longer than most of my other videos. Probably twice as long as a decent chunk of my other videos. So with that, I don't really have anything else to note. If there's anything I missed, or if you want to correct some of my commentary or my thoughts on the poetic passages, go for it. Be happy to talk to you guys, assuming, outside of my work hours, which are kind of weird. Yeah. Outside of that, guys, again, I apologize for being shirtless. Be yourselves.